I audible?
Your voice is not clear, Tanvir.
It's not.
Just breaking.
1 minute. Let me check. It's connected.
Yeah, it's fine now.
It's fine now for everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So yesterday, okay, I have started the recording. Yeah, recording has been started. Now from today onwards, the recordings will be shared on Google Drive. Okay. The link which you have shared now, sorry, the Gmail ID, on that ID recording will be shared. And our team will share the assignment as well today. So yesterday we have seen how to apply filter with the help of where, and then we have seen and or how they work. And is a strict operator, both the conditions has to be satisfied, or is a flexible one. Even if any one condition is getting satisfied, it will give you the output. That is what we have discussed yesterday. Correct? Okay. Now we'll take the same example of employee table. Yeah. Now I have this data. This is the employee table. Now suppose, as I told you yesterday, this example, the client is asking to show the details of employee who are working either in HR or research. So we have to use or keyword. Okay. And I'm getting this output. I'm not getting research because no one is working in the research department. Correct? Okay. One thing I want to make it clear, suppose if I am executing this query, department equals to research. Okay. So in this employee table, there is no department name with the research, correct? If I will execute this query, it will give no output. See, it's not giving any output. Although it's a very simple scenario, but why I'm covering this? Sometime students know, they think, oh, we are searching for a value. If it is not there, SQL will throw error. No, you have full freedom to ask any value from the SQL engine. If that value exists, it will show you that value. If that value does not exist, it will just tell you no data, but it will not throw error message. Okay. That is why it is giving no output, because this value does not exist. Now, so you have full freedom. You ask anything from the SQL engine. If that value is there, it will give you the output. Suppose if I'm writing something, okay, this value is not present. It doesn't mean it will throw error message why you're asking for this value. No, it will just tell no output. This is not. So as a user, you have full freedom to ask any value from the SQL engine. If that value exists, it will give you that output. If that value does not exist, it will give you no output. That's it. Now suppose in this employee table, I have to search for, my client is asking to show me the records and the department is HR or tech. Okay. So I will write department equals to HR or department equals to tech, right? I'm executing it. I'm getting the output, the department where it is, HR or tech, right? This is fine. This is correct, but there is a shortcut to it. Now there's a shortcut to it. Instead of writing or multiple times, what you can do, you can write department and then in, and within bracket you can write HR, comma, tech. It means you're telling to the SQL engine, I want those records where department is either HR or tech. So actually, this query, query number one, and this query, query number two, they both are same, but this is a shortcut. So whenever you are using or, then only you can use this shortcut. Just write the column name once, then in operator, and the values, whatever you are searching, you have to put those values in the bracket. Because here you see same thing, department, department, you're writing two times. So here you have to write only once and then write in, and then whatever values you're searching, put those values in the bracket. Now you execute this, you're getting this output. Okay. So uh, let me show you one more example, make it more clear. Just a minute. What is my table scripts? Hmm. I'm showing you another example. See, like suppose I have this shopping table. Okay, shopping table. Already this table has been created in my database. So this is the shopping table. See, lot of departments are there, right? Lot of locations are there, correct? Now suppose here from this shopping table, suppose my client is asking me, show me the data of location Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai. We have Pune as well, but we don't have to show Pune, only Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai. So what I will do? In this query, I will write, select a star from shopping where location in, and then you write Mumbai, comma, Chennai, comma, Delhi. Okay, so see, we'll get the same output. You're getting only Delhi, Mumbai, and Chennai. Pune is not there. You can also write this in this way. A location equals to Mumbai or location equals to Chennai or location equals to Delhi. This is also fine. This will give you the correct output, same output. But this is the shortcut. So remember, whenever you are using OR operator, okay, and the column name is same, location, location, location. If the column name is same and you're using OR operator, then you can use this shortcut. And this in operator is better in performance as compared to OR. Now, when I'm telling about performance, what it means, see, performance means how quickly your query can give you the result. Performance means the response time. If your query is taking less time to give you the result, we can tell it has a good performance. If it is taking more time to give the result, then it has a bad performance. Okay. So this query one and this query two, they both are giving the same output. Okay. But the query one, suppose if it will take 3 seconds, then query two will take 5 seconds. So that is why query 2 has a bad performance as compared to query 1. So whenever you have to check performance, you have to check the time, how much time it is taking. If it is taking less time, it means that query has a good performance. Okay. But always you will not be having this time. Sometime in an interview, the interviewer will give you two queries, query 1 and query 2, but they will not give the time. They will ask you, just based on these two queries, tell me which will be good from performance. But you don't have the time, then how you will tell? So these are the some best practices which you should know. So you will see, oh, this is the in operator. Here we have multiple equal and or operator. So you have to tell, okay, this will be good from the performance. Okay, this will be good. Engine will execute this very fastly. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay. Okay. Tell me one thing. Uh, suppose my client is asking me, one more thing. I think I want to tell you here. Remember this formula. Whenever there is a question of performance, remember this formula. Like in an interview, the interviewer will give you two queries and they will not give you the time. Then how you will find which has a better performance? So you have to check in which query engine has to do more task. If engine has to do more task, then it will take more time and the performance will be bad. If engine has to do less task, it will take less time, then performance will be good. So out of these two queries, in query 1, engine has to do less task. That is why here the performance will be good. And down the line in many other examples, I will show you this. Now, suppose the client is asking me, show me the records of Mumbai only. I can execute this query. I'm getting the output Mumbai only, right? Okay. My question is, can I execute this query in this way? Can I write in Mumbai? Do you think it will work? Now, there is a misconception, and I told you a lot of misconceptions I'll be covering, so you have to make a note of it. Make a SQL notebook or any diary, and whatever especially misconceptions I'm teaching, make a note in that. That will help you in an interview. So there is a misconception. Okay, we have to use in operator only when we are searching multiple values. Like here, I'm searching multiple values, Mumbai, Chennai. That I have used in operator. So actually, this is a misconception. In has to be used only when you are searching multiple values. I used to ask this question in interview. What will be the output of this quiz? Actually, when we start any interview, first of all, we ask the basic questions just to check how is your foundation. So many candidates has replied that this will throw error. I will ask why it will throw error. They will tell you because you're using in and we are supposed to use in if we are searching for multiple values. But here you are not using multiple values. You're using just Mumbai. You are searching just Mumbai, single value. Then why you're using in operator? So it will throw error message. So that's the misconception. If you are using in operator, you have full freedom. You either search a single value, you search two values, three values, 10 values, 100 values. There is no restriction to it. So this query will give you the output. So don't be under this impression if I'm using in operator, I have to use single value, nothing like that. I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay. Now, there are few more filter conditions which we use. Those are very simple. I just want to cover it. Suppose if I'm writing profit greater than 500. So, I will get all the profit which is greater than 500. So only these two are greater than 500. Similarly, you can use less than. Write less than 500. I will get all the output which is less than 500. So whatever this greater than, less than you have studied in basic mathematics, all are applicable here. Suppose I'm using greater than equals to. It will give me the values which is either greater than 500 or equal to 500. See this one. This is equal to 500 and greater than 500. So all these basic mathematical operators are allowed in the SQL as well. Suppose I'm writing less than equals to. It means less than 500 or equals to 500. Both values I want. So see, I'm getting less than 500 and equals to 500 as well. Then you have between operator. Suppose I'm writing here between 200 and 500. Here again there is a misconception. Here many candidates they think the output will be the values which is in between 200 and 500. But the catch here is it will include 200 as well, 500 as well, and the value in between. See, I'm executing it. I'm getting 200, I'm getting 500, and all the values which lies in between 200 and 500. Just see 300, which is in between 200 and 500, 400, which is in between 200 and 500, 500, which is the boundary value, then 200, which is the boundary value. So here the candidates they get confused. So remember when you are using between, it means this value, and the value which lies in between. Okay. Fine. Now, if I swap it, suppose if I'm writing 500 and 200, here what will happen? Any idea? Will I get the same output? Anyone? What is your thought? Will I get the same output? 1 minute. No. When I will execute this, I'm not getting any output. Why? Because this is the higher value and this is the lower value. Okay. Clear? So whenever you're using uh, between, so first you have to put the lower value, then you have to put the higher value. Okay. I hope it is clear to everyone. Any
Yes, sir.
questions so far? Questions? Good. Now, so this was about the basic operators I thought of covering. Okay, now let me check. 1 minute. So far we have discussed and or in. Okay, and then the basic operators like greater than, less than, all those things. Okay, then if I will execute, please ask question if you have in between. Although these are basic terms only. If I'm writing equals to 500, I'm getting 500 output. Now, If I will write the symbol, it means not equals to 500. I'm telling don't show me the 500 value. Except 500, whatever you have, you show me. So see, in this output, you don't have 500. Except 500, you have all other values. Or suppose your client is telling you don't show me the location daily. So how about you will write location is not equals to daily. Now execute it. So you will not get location daily. See, you have all the locations except daily. Correct? So this is the not equals to sign. Okay, now this is another symbol of not equals to. This also you can use. So if I'm executing this, see, is not equals to Delhi. So for not equals to, either you can use this operator or you can use this operator. They both will work. Okay. But mostly we use this operator for not equals to. Fine. Now, suppose I have covered here like in operator, right? You remember we have discussed about the in operator. So it means when I will execute this, it will show me the values of Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi. That's what I'm getting. Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai in the output. Now we have another operator known as not in. Not in. So not in means don't show me Mumbai, don't show me Chennai, don't show me Delhi. The not in is opposite of in. In means show me these values. Not in means don't show me these values. So when I will execute this, you will get all other values except Mumbai, Chennai, and Delhi. See, I'm executing it. You are getting only Pune. Why? Because here you told not in. It means you don't want Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi. Except this, if you have any value, show me. Except this, you have only Pune, so we're getting Pune in the output. Right? Okay, what if in this query, right? Mumbai, Chennai. It means I'm telling don't show me Mumbai and Chennai. I don't want to see the Mumbai, Chennai location data. Except this, whatever else you have, you show me. So when I will execute this, I will get all the values except Mumbai and Chennai. See, except Mumbai and Chennai, I'm getting all the other values. So you have Delhi and Pune. So this is not in. Okay, fine. Now I'll tell you about null. Very important point. In interview, minimum one question you will get from null for sure. So you have to understand what is null. Very important. See, to understand null, first of all, we have to understand what is null. Because in the world of database, it's a very important term. Okay. Not only in SQL, in Python as well. So what is null? Let's try to understand. Suppose, take the example of customer name and amount. Okay. Suppose customer name is John, amount is 200. What it means? If there is a customer, John, who has paid 200 rupees, this is the meaning, right? Now suppose there is a customer, Tom, and this is 0. Now what it means? The customer, Tom, has not paid anything, right? Tom zero means Tom has not paid anything. Maybe he has not purchased anything. He didn't like anything, so he has not purchased. So it is zero. Okay. Then say we have another customer, Sarah, and this is blank. Now listen carefully here. Blank means sometime in the business transactions, what happened? Your customer will make the payment. Like I will give you example of checkbook. Okay. Long back, there was a culture of checkbooks. Still we have, but it is not that much common as it used to be almost 10 or 15 years back, right? So there was a concept of checkbook. You will write the amount in check, and the other party can uh, uh, can use it, and the amount will get credited in their account, right? So in those cases, what happens? So it takes 2-3 days for a check to get cleared. Okay. So till then, we keep it blank. We don't mark anything. Suppose Sarah has purchased something for 500 and she has given a check to us. So we will not mark it 500 until and unless that check is not getting cleared. Is that clear? Once that check is cleared, we receive the amount, then we will mark it as a 500. So similarly, in many such business transactions, it happens. A customer has done the payment, but it has not been credited into your account. So until and unless it is not getting credited, we will keep it blank. So blank means customer has made the payment, but we have not received. Is this point clear? What is blank clear?
Yes, sir.
Or take another example, like someone wants to join my course. So and he is telling Tanvir, I have made the payment. But until and unless I have not received it, I will not update it in my book of accounts. Got it? So that's why until and unless we have not received the payment, we will keep it blank only. So blank means what? Customer has done the payment, but we have not received it, so we will keep it blank. Blank is clear to everyone? Okay. Now suppose another example. Abdul, and this is null. Now this is what you have to understand. What is null? Sometime what happens in business transaction, eh, we don't know exactly what happened. Whether customer has done the payment, customer has not done the payment, whether payment is successful or payment has failed, we don't have any idea. Sometimes it happens in the business transaction. Although it is very rare, but sometimes it happens. We don't have any clue what exactly happened. Whether customer has done the payment, customer has not done the payment, payment is successful, or the payment is failed. We're not getting any idea. So in those cases, we mark it as a null. Now you will get confused between blank and null. And what is the difference? See, blank, in the case of blank, at least one thing is clear. At least one thing is clear. What? Customer has done the payment. That is clear. But in the case of null, nothing is clear. Whether Abdul has done the payment or he has not done the payment, he has not contacted us. So we are a bit confused. Abdul is not updating us. So in those cases, you mark it as a null. So that's the main difference between blank and null. In the case of blank, one thing is clear. Okay, Sarah has done the payment. So we are waiting for the confirmation. Once I will receive the amount, I will mark it. Let's say Sarah paid 500, then I will mark it. So I have a hope here. Okay, I will receive the amount in 1 or 2 days. But in the case of Abdul, we don't know anything. Whether Abdul has done the payment, he has not done the payment, or maybe payment is failed, payment is successful, no idea. So when you don't have any idea, no clue, we mark it as a null. Is this clear? What is a null? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I also had one other question. Like in certain cases, we also see NA, right? Not applicable. So how does that work?
Not
Can you?
not applicable is a very simple case. Okay. But in the number, the column which is of integer, you cannot mark it as a NA. NA means you don't have that data as of now. That is why we mark it as NA, not applicable. We know that, okay, this field is not applicable to us. Okay. But generally we don't want mark NA in the amount column. Generally I'm telling, but I'm not telling it's a rule. Sometime you will see in the amount column it will be NA. So if it is NA, that is clear cut. With that value is not applicable to us. And when it happens, like suppose Ashish, I mark it as not applicable. Why? Maybe my business transactions with Ashish is over now. All the transactions are over. Book of accounts is closed. So we mark it as a NA. If we don't have any more transaction with Ashish. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But you have to understand the main difference between blank and null, because these two are confusing and they have a very gray area. They are not black and white. See, zero is black and white, clear cut. Tom, zero. Anyone can understand, oh, Tom has not purchased anything. No confusion. John, 200. Okay, no confusion. John has purchased something for 200. No confusion. Blank, blank means Tara has done the payment. Okay, but we have not received, but we have a hope we will receive it in another 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 day or 2 day. Many transactions are there which takes time to get settled. Like I will give you my PayPal transaction. Whenever we accept an international transaction on PayPal, they take typically 3 to 4 days to settle the transaction. Okay. So in those cases, we wait for 3 to 4 days. Once the amount is credited, then we confirm the candidate. And similarly, it goes with Razor Pay as well. It also takes good amount of time. But when the student they pay, they show us the screenshot. So we get confirmation, okay, they have made the payment. But still we don't update in the book of accounts. Once the Razor Pay or PayPal will confirm me, it has been settled, then we will mark it in our book of accounts. Is it clear now? Making sense? आ रहा है समझ में कुछ? समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को? Are you understanding?
Ye-
Pretty to clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Good.
sir. Yes.
Okay. Uh, 1 minute. 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I want to show you something. Where is that? Where is that? Snipping to, snipping to. See, as for example, PayPal has sent me this message. Okay, someone has paid 250 Canadian dollars, but it doesn't mean it has been received in my account. It's just a confirmation. Okay, amount received means PayPal has received it, but it doesn't mean that has been credited into my account. So in these cases, we mark it as blank in our database. After 2 to 3 days, when they will confirm me, yes, it has been credited into your account, then we will update that value because sometime it happens, it get failed as well because of some reason. Okay. So in those cases, you mark it as a blank. Null means no idea. Suppose someone called me and inquired about the course, but after that there is no update. They told you, okay, we will make the payment, but after that there is no update. So we are not sure whether he will make the payment, he will join the course or not. So in those cases, we mark it as a null. I hope now it is clear to everyone, right? Okay. So tell me one thing. In place of blank, can I mark it 0? Can I mark 0 in place of blank?
No.
No, you cannot mark 0. Remember this. Many a times candidates they get confused here. Okay. So you cannot mark 0 in place of blank. Why? If you will mark it as 0, it means you are telling that Sarah has not done any transaction and the client will get confused. So that's why 0 and blank, they both are different. 0 means that particular customer has not done any transaction. Blank means he has done the transaction, but you are waiting. So you cannot mark blank as a 0. 0 and blank are different. Coming to null, can I mark Abdul as 0? No. Because if you mark it 0, you are telling him I'm damn sure Abdul has not done any transaction. But sometime it happened and it has happened with us as well. Someone inquired about a course and after 1 week, he's sharing the screenshot. Yeah, I have made the payment. Why you have not added me in the group? I think yesterday also it happened. So if you made the payment, if you're not sharing the screenshot, how we will come to know, right? That is why whenever you people has inquired for any course, we have told, okay, please share the screenshot. Correct. So that's why you cannot mark it as 0 as well. So this is about null. Now, how to insert null in a table? Let's say, let's go back to this. Go back to this employee wala example. Okay. So I have this data, this employee table. You remember we were discussing yesterday. Now suppose here I want to insert null. I want to show you how to insert null value. Suppose I'll copy this 13 and this is L. And suppose for this employee L, I don't know the salary as of now. So I will mark it as a null. So for null, you just have to write null, nothing else. And don't keep it in quotes. Remember this. Null, you don't have to keep it in quotes. It will be as it is. Second point. Null, you have freedom. You write in uppercase or lowercase. Both will work. And both are treated as null only. Either you write in uppercase or lowercase, both are fine. But with other values, you can't do that. You know, data is case sensitive, and I have covered this in the very first class. Those who have not attended demo are requested to go through the demo class. So now I executed, so this value has been saved. Now if I will show you, select a star. from employee. See, you have null here. Okay. Those who are practicing on Oracle Live SQL, in your case, what will happen? This null will not be visible, but you will get just one hyphen like this. Hyphen will be there. So you have to understand it is a null. In Oracle Live SQL, it will be visible as a hyphen. That is also null. Okay. But here it will display as a null. Don't get confused those who are practicing on Oracle Live SQL. Here, Tanvir, when he was teaching, it was visible as clear null, but why it is coming as hyphen. So Oracle Live SQL, because it is a free version now, that is where few of the things you will find it's a strange, but that is a null only. Okay. So we have discussed what is null and the zero, blank and null. They all are different. Sometime interviews they ask this question. Okay, do you think zero and blank they are same? You have to tell no, they are different. And if they ask, you can give the same explanation whatever I have given you. Okay. Because see, whatever I'll be covering in this course, that is based on my real-time project examples. That is more than enough. All these things we have faced, we encountered in our project. Okay. Now, suppose we entered the null value. We have a null now in the salary. Not only in salary, you can insert null in any value. Let's take another example. Suppose I have another employee whose ID is 14 and name is M, and I don't know his department. I will mark it as a null. Suppose I know his salary. Salary is 1500, but I don't know department. So I will keep department as null and salary 1500. So null you can keep in any column. It's allowed, not only salary. Now see null is coming in department column. So any column can accept null. Okay. Now suppose my client is asking me, okay, Tanvir, show me only those records where the salary value is null. Got it? Question is clear? Client is asking to show only those records where the salary value is null. So what you have to do, generally we think we will write salary equals to null. Okay, this is the general understanding because we know to filter we use where and we have to apply filter on salary then equals to null. Okay, but this will not work. Let me show you that. See, you're not getting the output. Now you will be surprised that we have null in the salary column, but still why this is not giving output. You might be thinking you are using lowercase null. See, I will use uppercase as well. Let me show you that. See, I'm using uppercase null. Now I'm executing. Are you getting null? You're not getting the null records. The reason is to search for null value, you cannot use equal operator. It's not allowed. You have to use is. Remember, and this is only for null, very special behavior. So to search for null value, you're not supposed to use equal. You have to use is keyword. Now I'm executing it. I'm getting the value where the salary is null. So remember this, whenever you have to search for null, you have to use is keyword. Don't use equal keyword. And don't get confused with Tanvir, this is lowercase null. Yeah, with null, you have full freedom. I'm repeating it a number of times. Either you write in uppercase or lowercase. Null, you have this freedom. Only with null, you have this freedom. Other values, you don't have this freedom. Still, I'm getting null. Okay, suppose the client is telling, Don't show me the null records. If there is any null record in the salary column, don't show me that. Then what you will do? Then you have to write is not null. Like a simple English. Is not null means you are telling don't show me the null records. See, I'm executing it. I'm not getting null records in the salary. So if you want to display null records, you have to write is null. If you don't want null, you have to write is not null. I hope it is clear. Any question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What if I use this null with, and one thing, I'm giving you guarantee, minimum one question in interview you will get from null. And don't think a null discussion is over here only. No, many other concepts related to null which we'll discuss down the line. Okay, what if I will write in salary in null? Do you think it will work? Salary in null. See, I'm executing it. Am I getting the output? No. This is again a strange behavior. We have null in the salary column, but still why it is not getting displayed? The answer is whenever you have to search for null, which keyword you have to use? Is keyword.
Is
Other than is, if you'll use any other keyword, they will not work. Remember it. That is why I'm showing you for in. In will also not work. Will not get the output. Okay. So the summary is if you have to search for null value, use is null. If you don't want null value, use is not null. That's it. Okay. Now, next topic. These are some basic concepts related to SQL, which we'll use n number of times. So I thought of covering it so that it should be clear to you. Now, next topic. So in the same employee table, suppose my client is asking me, okay, tell me how many records are there. Can you tell me how many records are there in this employee table? We can easily count it, right? 14 records are there, correct? We can tell we have 14 records. But in the real world transactions, like we are dealing with millions of records. Suppose I will ask you, you are working for Amazon. I will ask you, give me the total number of transactions happened on Amazon database yesterday. It's not possible कि manually you will count it. है ना? You cannot count it manually. So whenever you have to find a total count, we use count of a star. Okay, this will give me the total count. Total count is how much? 14, which is correct. So whenever you have to find the count, total number of records, you have to use count of a star. Remember this. Now you might be thinking why it is getting displayed as no column name. See, whenever in select, you will write something which is not a column of the employee table. So it is the wish of SQL engine. It can give any name to it. That is why it is coming as no column name. But if you will give the column of this employee, suppose in this employee table, we have department as a column. If I will write department, it will display department only. See, it will not give any name of its own. See, it is displaying department only. Correct? Header is department only. But in this case, count is not a column of the employee table, so it can display anything. But sometimes the client will ask you, I don't like this name, no column name. Give it some meaningful name. So in that case, what you have to do after this, you have to write as and then give some name. Let's say total count or any other name, whatever you want. It means we are telling to the SQL engine, when you display this count star, give it a meaningful name, which is total underscore count. Now see the output. Are you getting total underscore count or any other name? I'm not telling you give the name total underscore count. You give any other name, whatever you want. Suppose overall count. You can give overall count. It will display overall count. Check this overall count. But this has to be given after as. And this as stands for alias. I hope it is clear. Generally, I prefer it name as total count, but you can give any name. The count star will give you the total number of records in a table. Now, you can ask a question, why you have written a star? See, actually you can write anything. You can write one as well. See, you're getting the same output. Same output, है ना, 14. Or you can write 100. Check. Getting the same output. Or you can write 1 million. Getting the same output. So within count, you write anything that will give you the total number of records. But mostly we write count of a star. Okay. Now, now the question is, within count, I have shown you I can give any numbers. What if I give any alphabet? Let's say tiger. I will write count of tiger. I'm executing it. Now it will throw error. Why? Because it's not like within count you cannot write any alphabet. It is allowed, but this has to be in inverted quotes. You have to give quotes here. You have to give quotes here. Just this point. Now see, I'm executing it. I'm getting the same output 14. So literally speaking, within count, you write anything, it will give you the total number of records in a table. Just if you're giving any alphabet like tiger, monkey, idli, dosa, anything. So that has to be in inverted quotes. That's what you have to remember. Suppose if I'm writing idli, it has to be in inverted quotes. It will also give output 40. Okay. I hope this point is clear to everyone. So to find the total number of records in a table, you have to use count, and within count, you give anything that will work. Any question? Okay. Now you can ask this question. Okay, Tanvir, what is special? Within count, you're writing anything, but still it is giving the same output 14. Why is it so? See, now try to understand internally how it works. Let's start with count of a star. When I'm executing count of a star, what actually happens? When you execute count of a star, the meaning of this is you are telling SQL engine, I want to count total number of stars present in this employee table. So, first of all, from will be executed. So it will take a copy of the employee table, right? And then you are counting a star. You are telling SQL engine to count a star present in this table. But do you have any star here? There's no star. Then how engine will count it? So what actually engine does, it replaces any column, any one column, let's say first column, all the values with a star. All the values will be replaced with the stars. But in the main table or the temporary memory, it will happen in the
Temporary.
Temporary
temporary
mode.
Temporary.
memory. Correct. Don't think Tanvir is telling in the main table it will change this ID with a star. No, it will change the data then, right? So this will happen in the temporary memory. It will convert all the values with a star and then it will count it. Now tell me how many stars are there? 14 stars. That's why the output is 14 when you execute this query. Now understood? Similarly, when you're executing this query, what is the meaning? You are telling SQL engine to count 1 million, है ना? 1 million present in this employee table. Same thing SQL engine will do. It will take a copy of it and it will replace the first column with this value 1 million, whatever I have written here, all the values. And then it will count how many 1 million are there. 14 1 million are there. So the output is 14. Similarly, when you execute count of idli, so what it will do? It will take this employee table. It will keep it in the temporary memory. And the first column it will replace all with idli. How many idli are there? 14. That is the reason within count you give anything, they all will give you the same total number of records in a table. I hope now it is clear. Any questions so far?
So why it is only replacing in the first column, not in the
No,
entire table?
just I told any column, any column. Okay. If your question is ki why any one particular column, not the entire table. See, the reason is even if you will replace everywhere, that will not make any difference in the output because what it has to count, the number of records now. So this first value is representing one entire record. Second value is representing entire second record, right? That is why it replaces only in a particular column because that is more than enough to find the total number of records. Then why engine should take an overhead of replacing all the values? Suppose you have 100 columns in a table, then it has to replace all the column values. It will take a lot of time. It will impact the performance. That is why it picks any one column because that column will represent each and every record of that table. Is that clear?
Yeah, clear. Thank you.
Now, I think this is clear. Now listen carefully. So far, I just told you, okay, within count, you can give anything that will give you the total number of records. Now, there is a misconception here. Misconception is count of one. I have asked this question in interview as well. What is the meaning of count of one? Very common misconception. Many candidates, they think okay, the meaning of this is to find the total number of records present in the first column. Then I asked what is count of two? Total number of records present in the second column. So this is a misconception. This is not the definition. Okay, count of one means total number of records in first column. Count of two means total number of records in the second column. Count of three means total number of records in the third column. No. If that is the meaning, then count of zero, what will be the output? Does it make sense to have zeroth column? Where is zeroth column? Or if I will write -1, then you will tell number of records in the -1 column. Does that make sense? No. So that's the misconception. Don't tell that in interview. Count of one means total number of records in the first column like that. See, I'm using count of -1. Am I getting the output? Same output. I hope it is clear now. Okay. Now, another example. This is a very silent batch. We are not asking question. Okay. Now, in this query, now listen. Suppose I will write ID. I'm writing ID here. See, I told you that within count, if you write any alphabet, that has to be in inverted quotes, right? But this ID I have not given in inverted quotes and I'm executing it. I'm getting the output. Now you can ask this question, Tanvir, why? Right now you told कि within count if you're writing any alphabet that has to be in inverted quotes. But why for this ID you have not given in inverted quotes even then it is working? See, the reason is this ID is a column of this employee table. So if you have a column of the employee table, then inverted quotes is not needed. It's not required. Okay. But actually what happens? Now listen. Count of ID, then count of department. See, I'm executing it. Now what is the output? 13. Now you are surprised? See, now try to understand the meaning of it. This is again a misconception here. When I executed count of ID, I got 14 output. When I executed count of department, check the output. 13 I'm getting, right? Now the question is, why Tanvir you have the output 13 here, but here you have the output 14. See, listen. Within count, if you will mention the column name, the meaning of query will entirely change. Remember this point. Within count, if you're writing ID, then it means please count the total number of records present in the ID column, but ignore null. That is the meaning. The meaning has changed. In this ID column, do you have null? No. That's why the output is 14. Now in this query, again within count, you have a column which is department, right? What is the meaning? Count the total number of records present in the department column, but ignoring what? Ignoring null. So this null will be ignored. So if you'll ignore null, how many records now you have? 13. That's why the output is 13. So remember, within count, if you're writing column of the table, the meaning will change. It means to count total number of records in that particular column, but ignoring null value. I hope now it is clear to everyone.
So, I mean, does it specify, sir, like, or just trying to understand, like, the null does not, how do we know, like, you just take into consideration the overall values present, is it not the nulls as per the statement, is it?
Overall value. No, see, if within count you are giving that column, it will check in that particular column. And in that particular column, if you have any null, that will be excluded and the remaining values it will count. So here the remaining values, if you will count, it is 13. That's what I'm telling. Oh,
Okay, that's the rule of the count function, is it?
that's the rule of the count function. Within count, if you are mentioning the column of the table, then in that particular column, if you have any null, that will be excluded. That is the rule. Not clear?
I'm
Okay.
clear now. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, no problem. I have one question. Tell me, if I will write count of name here, can you tell me what will be the output now?
14.
14.
14. What is the meaning of this? Count total number of records in this name column, ignoring null. Do you have null in this name column?
No.
No. The total output will be 14. See, I'm executing it. Verify. Am I getting 14? Now is this clear? Okay. If I will execute salary, then
13.
13.
13.
Good. Because in salary we have a null. This will be ignored. So the output will be 13. Now check this. See, this 13. Okay. Clear?
We will write count of null. What we will do?
Count of null.
Yes.
Okay. Just give me 1 minute. I will come to that.
Okay.
Before that, I have one more question. If I will execute, now listen very carefully because this is again a new scenario and a little bit strange. Count of department, but I'm keeping it in quotes. This query. What will be the output for this?
14.
See,
Okay.
14.
good, very good. See, okay, first of all, tell me this query where department is not in inverted quotes and this query where I kept department in inverted quotes. First of all, tell me one thing. They both have the same meaning or different meaning? First of all, answer this.
Different meaning.
Different
Different.
meaning. What is the meaning of this query?
It will search for that column department. Then it will count.
That's it. Main thing you have not told.
Uh, Yeah, inside that department, it will count.
Still one thing, one concept
Ign-
is missing.
and
Ignoring null, it
ignoring
will
null.
count the
Ignoring
Ignoring
null.
none.
value.
Yeah, ignoring none. Yeah.
Ignoring null. Good. So if it will ignore null in the department, you have only 13. Okay. What is the meaning of this query?
It will replace that entire column with a department.
So here what will happen? SQL engine will take this employee table and in this table, in the first column, it will replace all the value. You see, the moment you will keep it in inverted quotes, the meaning will change. It means you want the value to be replaced by this and then count it. So how many values are there? 14. That's why the output for this will be 14. Then here you can ask a question, Tanvir, what if in the ID column, suppose I have null here. So even null will be replaced by that department. Remember it. Okay. Is that clear? So these are the
So it,
different. Hmm.
so is it something we are providing some value in count by putting it in quotes, right?
Right.
That's where it is like initializing or giving the new value in the output.
Correct.
Fine. Fine.
Correct.
Good.
Correct. Correct.
Because it
But
is not
this is
available in the.
temporary. This is
Yes.
temporary.
Okay.
Okay. Hmm. So these are the different flavors of count which you should know. Sometime these are asked in interview, but while working in project, if you have to find the total count, we either use count of a star, this one, or we use count of one. These two are mostly used. If you're using count of a column, you have to be very careful. Count of a column will not consider null. Null will be rejected. It will be ignored. Then it will count it. Okay, that's the summary. I hope it is clear to everyone so far. Okay. Now, suppose next scenario. In the same employee table, we have seen how to find total number of records. Now, suppose in the same employee table. Now, okay, someone asked about count of null. I forgot. See, count of null. This is a very commonly asked question in interview. This as well. But see, When I'm executing it, don't think this null will replace the values. Okay, this null will not replace the values. Rather than it is throwing error message. Okay, you can't use this. Huh? You can keep this in inverted quotes. Then it will be considered as data and it will replace by that and it will count all the records. Then output will be 14. Is that clear?
Yes.
Now, in this employee table, uh, now 1 minute, 1 minute. Let me do some changes in the data because you will get confused. 1 minute. Drop table employee. I want to remove the null values now. I want to show you some other scenario. Okay, now I will data. Okay, so now this is the data. Okay. Now, suppose my client is asking me, okay, Tanvir, it is fine. You have shown us the total number of records. I executed this query and we got the total number of records. Now it is 12 because I deleted the 2 records. It is 12 now. But now the client is telling, okay, just wait for 1 minute. Change the data again. 1 minute. HR tech cells इसको ना research करते हैं. Research operations. ठीक है. इसको भी कर दो operations. Now, okay. Suppose this is the data. I've done some modifications in the query. In the table, not in the query. Okay. Now this is the table. Now suppose my client is asking me, okay, Tanvir, show me the total number of records department wise. Is the question clear? The client is asking, okay, how many records we have in HR, how many records we have in tech, how many in research, how many in operation, how many in sales. And this is a very common scenario in project as well. Your client will ask, okay, show me the total transaction department wise, location wise, region wise, gender wise, age group wise. Very common scenario in project as well. So that is what client is asking. Show me the total transactions department wise. Question is clear, right? So for that, what you have to do, you have to write department, count of a star from employee, group by department. This is the query. I will explain this, don't worry. Okay, just verify the output and then we will discuss how this query is getting executed. Is this the correct output? Right? HR, we have 4 records. Operations, we have 2 records. Research, we have 1 record. And for the others. Okay. Now let's try to understand how this query is getting executed. So first of all, which keyword will be executed? From?
From.
Okay. From will be executed. The engine will take a copy of the employee table. This is your employee table. Okay. From is over. Then Join. Do you have join in this query? No. It will be bypassed. Where? Do you have where in this query? No, bypassed. Group by. Do you have group by? Yes. Now, what is group by? Group by means it is used to create unique buckets. What group by will do? It will create unique buckets. So group by department, it will create unique buckets. So tell me in the department column, what are the unique values you have? HR, tech, research, operations, and sales. So engine will create one bucket for HR, one bucket for tech, one bucket for research, one bucket for operations, one bucket for sales. That is the task of group by. It will create one bucket for HR, one bucket for tech, one bucket for research, one bucket for operations, one bucket for sales. This is the task of group by. I know you must be thinking, why it is creating buckets? What is the use case? I will come to that. We'll discuss it. As of now, just understand group by means it will create the buckets for each and every unique value the department call. Is this point clear?
Yes.
Okay. So group by will create the unique buckets for each and every value present in the department column. Then after group by, see what I have written here. AGG. Actually, this AGG means aggregate functions. In shortcut, we write AGG. So we have few functions like count, sum, max, min, average. These are known as aggregate functions. And this is in our syllabus, we will discuss. Okay. But not now, after some time. So once group by is executed, your SQL engine will search for these aggregate functions in the query. So tell me, in this entire query, do you have any of this aggregate function? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Which one?
Count.
Count. So engine will find it here, okay, oh, there is an aggregate function count. Then what engine will do? If the aggregate function is present, then it will perform two tasks. Step one, segregation of data. Then it will perform second task, that is step two, aggregation of data. You have to remember this. This is very important step. What is the meaning of segregation of data? What engine will do? In the department column, it will check these values and then it will segregate these values in the respective buckets. So engine will keep all the HR in the HR bucket, all the tech in the tech bucket, all the research bucket, all the operations bucket, all the cells in the cells bucket. So this is known as segregation of data. We are segregating the data in the respective buckets. Is this point clear? This is your segregation of data. Hope it is clear to everyone.
So count is doing this segregation and
No,
aggregation,
no,
right?
no, no. Count is not doing that. Ah, yeah, correct. Count is doing that. So when engine will
So
see the
how,
count. Ah, okay. Tell me.
yeah, so we did not pass department to count, then how it is considering department?
Very good. Very good question. Okay, Tanvir, here within count you have not mentioned department. Then how it is segregating the departments? Good question. See, within count, if you will just write a star or one or any number, I mean within count, if you will not mention any specific department, then the engine will segregate the value of those column on which bucket has been created. On which column you created the buckets?
Department.
Department. So the department value will be segregated. Suppose within count, if I will write name, assume I will show you that example. Within count, instead of a star, if I would have written name, then it would have segregated these names in these buckets. So as a result, what will happen? A, B, C, D will go to HR, H and E will go to tech, F will go to research, GH will go to operations, IJK will go to sales. But because within count I have not mentioned any column name, I have just given a star. So the segregation will happen based on the column on which bucket has been created. Is that clear, Sunil?
Yes, clear. Thank you.
Good question, by the way. Is this clear to everyone? I think it is clear to everyone. So segregation is over. One step is completed. Then second is aggregation of data. Which aggregate function you are using here?
Count.
Count. So
Group.
now engine will. No. Group is not aggregate function, sir. These are the aggregate functions. Group has nothing to do with the aggregate functions. Aggregate functions are these one. So then it will count in the HR bucket. How many records we have? 4. In the tech bucket, how many records we have? 2. In the research bucket, how many records? 1. Operations 2. Sales 3. So this task is over. Then select will come into picture. What is the task of select? To display. So select department. So now it will display the department buckets, not this department column. Remember, if you have created buckets, then buckets will be displayed. So what are the buckets you have? You have one bucket for HR, one bucket for tech, one bucket for research, one bucket for operation, one bucket for sets. Then what you want to display? Count a star, which you are referring as total count. Total count. What is the count for HR? 4. What is the count for tech? 2. What is the count for research? 1. Operations 2. Sales 3. That is why you are getting this output. Now you compare this output which we derived based on our analysis and this output by the engine. Are they same? Sequence may vary. Don't
Yes.
look into the sequence. Check the content. Are the content same? Okay, but this is how the engine is deriving the data, and this is what you have to understand. This is the main thing. Okay, how internally it is working. Okay, so I will stop here, but don't think a group by is over. I have few more scenarios to cover tomorrow and few misconceptions around group by. Fine then, I will stop here. And those who wants to drop, you can drop. We'll connect tomorrow at the same time. And those who have any question, you can ask. Okay, no questions. Fine. We'll connect tomorrow. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you, sir.